our group used this machine, WP4 dew point potentiometer, to measure the soil moisture curve at the low soil moisture content, which is about 0 to 15%. And our soil sample comes from Janus Garden and Faith Garden. And we oven dry it at 65 Celsius degree for 24 hours. Okay, so after the sample is dried, we add a certain amount of water in these containers. And first we measured 100 drops of water, and we measured how much they weigh, and then we can calculate how much per drop weighs, and then we add different drops in this container to make the moisture content equals to 0%, 4%, 8%, 12%, and 16%. And we just add certain amount of drops. Okay, and then we shake it just like this to mix the water and the soil. Waiting for about a night, 24 hours. Okay, now that's it for the samples. And next, Faye will introduce us how to calibrate the machine.
Go to page 25 of the operator's manual for calibration and verification. Or skip to page 28 and follow my instructions. On the lower left button brings you to the root menu, and then the top right button lets you change the offset. So yes, change the offset. Then place a vial of potassium chloride into the sample container. Carefully. And close the drawer carefully. Then turn the knob to read. Wait until the machine beeps before changing calibration. The readings should be within negative 2.19 to 2.22 megapascals, and if they are not, the first thing you should do is try cleaning the sensor, because the sensor chamber can get dirty. But if that doesn't work and they're still off, you can change the pressure by using this plus and minus button to adjust. So it's too high, so I'll bring it back down. Nope. It's too low actually, because it's a tension. So I'll bring it up. And then when you're finished, you press exit and remove sample. And then you may continue with your experiment. Alright, so after we've calibrated, we're ready to test our soil samples. We've already added the moisture to the right moisture content and shaken it and let it sit. So now we're going to have Mohammed help me, and we're going to test this soil at 14% moisture content. So, there you go. He's taking the soil out of the film canister, which helps the soil stay moist at the right moisture content, using a spoon, and just carefully placing that into the sample container. You don't want to fill it more than halfway, and it doesn't take a lot for the reading to register. One thing that you might encounter is that the soil sample is too dry, and your machine will tell you that. So he's going to now place it into the tray carefully. Close the drawer and turn it to read.
Perfect. And usually you leave samples right here to equilibrate to the temperature of the machine. So it doesn't say samples are too hot. Also, samples are too hot can mean samples are too dry, too wet, or any other problem that could arise. It says samples are too hot. Wah, wah.
Look at that capillary action.
Capillary action. Whoa. Whoa.
Once the machine starts beeping, this indicates that you're ready to take your reading. So Mohammed will record our reading. What he needs to record is the megapascals and the moisture content. So remember always to label your graphs or tables and date. Once the experiment is finished, just turn the knob to open/load and remove the soil sample carefully. This is how the potentiometer works. You may encounter a few problems, such as a too dry soil, or soil that's too dry or too hot, and you just simply follow the directions in the manual to troubleshoot, and you should be set.
Everybody wave.
So long!